If you were going to map your various stakeholders along a continuum from those who were unmovable opponents to those that were strong supporters of reform, which groups will fall in which categories?
Let me start with the strong supporters. As soon as we had created awareness of the situation and understanding of the problem, the politicians were on board because they definitely knew something wrong and something needed to be done. So they were with me all the way. Now the next level were the other government ministries, because water has been shared. The administration water had been shared between various government departments, government ministries. For example, Ministry of Agriculture was in charge of irrigation. Ministry of Local Government was in charge of service delivery to cities and municipalities, and several NGOs were delivering water. Private institutions, private organizations were also delivering water. So there were numerous stakeholders. Those who were supportive understood that the crisis was basically poor service delivery. The municipalities could not pay salaries for their workers, and therefore there was discontent among their staff.
There was broad understanding of the reason for reform.
Yes.
So
yes.
it was good to have that understanding, because you could have supporters mobilized around that issue. But who tended to be on the opposite side?
I think the greatest opponent was Ministry of Local Government, because they had invested in water. They have thriving departments of water and sewerage services, and so they felt like losing something. But as I mentioned a little earlier, the Ministry of Local Government has used the water services as a cash cow to pay allowances for the councillors and to pay other workers, and to a lot of extent even the workers within the water and sewerage department were not paid. So there was some quiet discontent among the technician and the managers, but the politicians did not know exactly what was going on. So what emerged is that when we started discussing reforms, the Ministry of Local Government was very reluctant to release the utilities to be managed in a more decentralized manner as we had planned.
And who were in the middle? Who were persuadables or convinceables?
Mainly the middle-level managers. You know, the middle-level managers is a very interesting lot, because they are sandwiched between the decision makers, they are senior managers, and service delivery. They are the people who really feels where the rubber meets the road, in a sense. So basically what happened is that they were open to listen. They wanted to know what is at stake. They knew something was wrong technically because they are engineers, but they didn't know how to handle it. So leadership was required here so that they could come on board. A lot of awareness needed to be created. They had to be told that investments cannot come without reforms, because the water administration was not worth putting investment in. So basically they were in between, and soon they came on board.
So from your rich experience in water sector reform in Kenya, what kinds of approaches have you used yourselves to create a communication strategy to support water sector reform in Kenya?
I would say that the most important thing is to share information and create awareness. That begins to galvanize some support. You know, one tends to get a group, a critical mass of colleagues in government, a critical mass within the ministry itself, to believe that something needs to be done. I think that most important is to create that critical mass of reformers. After there is a critical mass, then you begin to share information more to those who are peripheral, for example, other ministries. I needed to have other permanent secretaries share what was going on and share with them the roadmap to which we were taking the administration of water. Now, after doing that, then it became possible now to begin the implementation. In terms of implementation, we had a fairly independent steering committee, which brought in nearly 12 stakeholders, key stakeholders, and this helps to steer the course. As a matter of fact, it introduced transparency, it introduced ownership, and it removed any kind of suspicion that other ministries may feel that we were taking water administration from them.